welcome to my laboratory. You are just in time to see an experiment I have been working on. What you see here is a dormant volcano. It is about to become active. It already contains 2 tablespoons of baking soda. Next, I will add 1 cup of warm water. And we will shake that up just a little bit, get it nice and mixed up. Okay. And now I will add the final ingredient, a half a cup of vinegar. My teacher assistant will come up and help stabilize the volcano. Now what you will have to do is remember it will react very quickly. So have your funnel in place, have your hand on your funnel and be ready to grab it up as soon as the reaction begins. Oh, that was a pretty pitiful volcano, but that is okay. That will do for now. I will have to come back to it later and see if I can perfect it, because that's the joy of experimenting. You keep trying and trying and trying, and it gets better and better and better. Now, to tell you a little bit about our experiment today. Okay. What you do is you take baking soda, which is a base right here, okay, and you combine it with vinegar, which is an acid. And when they come together, they combine and have a chemical reaction that forms carbon dioxide. And that carbon dioxide is what gives us the look of a volcano erupting. So our 6th graders will have fun making their own volcanoes in the very near future. It will be exciting eruptions. Well, hello. This is much better. It is helpful to wear these when you're doing an experiment to protect your eyes, but they do get a little warm after a while. Well, this is just one of the many experiments that the 5th and 6th graders have to look forward to in the 2020-2021 school year at KCA. My name is Mrs. Wright, and I have been married for almost 17 years to my college sweetheart. I am very excited to be starting my 2nd year at KCA and my 7th year teaching overall. I have taught 3rd through 8th grades in various subjects, and this year I will be teaching 5th and 6th grade math and science. I will also be the homeroom teacher for 6th grade, and I will teach them Bible. Another teacher, Miss Brown, will teach 5th and 6th grade language arts and history, and she will be the homeroom teacher for 5th grade, and she will teach them Bible. Here's what a typical day will look like for 6th grade. They will start the day with devotions, prayer, and pledges with me. Then they will have Bible class. After Bible, they will go to Miss Brown's class for language arts and history. Next, they will go to lunch in the gym. And after that, they will come back to my class for math and science. There will also be elective courses each day, such as art, music, and PE. And I think there's a possibility of Spanish, but I think they're working through some of those details. Our science curriculum for 5th and 6th grade will be BJU, which is Bob Jones University Press. Throughout the year, they will enjoy many experiments like what you saw here, activities and a few field trips, and lots of other exciting events. I must warn you though, I love STEM activities. STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. We've had cup stacking contests, made boats out of aluminum foil that hold as many as 28 pennies and still float. And I will tell you, those 5th graders absolutely loved trying to see how many pennies they could fit in their aluminum boat and have it still float. And they had kind of like a mini contest with each other, so that was a lot of fun. I've done that a couple of times. We put together catapults that shot candy corn across the room. That was right before Thanksgiving break one year, and they loved it. And of course, I can't stand candy corn, so hey, what else would I use it for? But catapulting it across the room. That was a huge hit. So I have so many ideas, so we just love STEM activities and science. Our math curriculum for 5th grade will be BJU. 6th grade will use all things algebra. And that is a curriculum that KCA purchased from Teachers Pay Teachers. Because it is a secular product, I do supplement with biblical integration lessons. So that is still going to be found throughout that curriculum. I just have to add it in myself. But it's very well organized, and this year's class used it for the first time, and several of them, including those who typically have a hard time in math, really liked how it was set up, how it was organized, how easy it was to follow. So we will continue that in 6th grade. The 5th grade math from BJU is excellent as well. Lots of resources in there, very easy to follow. The kids really learn well with it. So I'm excited to be using these two publishers this year. We're going to make math exciting with manipulatives and real life examples, because in order to learn math, you really have to do it. Just like any subject, science, math, you got to do it. And especially at the 5th and 6th grade level, they love to still have those manipulatives so they can see what they're learning. So that really helps. We love acting out scenarios that relate with what we're learning in class. A lot of people frown at word problems, but come on, they really help you see what the math is that you're learning. Why do we learn this? What's the big deal about percentages, and ratios and, multiplication and division? Why do we learn all of that? That's the purpose of word problems, so you can really see examples of how it can be used in real life. But we can act those out as well, and then draw pictures and just do whatever we need to do to make it fun and exciting for the kids. They also enjoy using individual marker boards, and it's something about using marker boards. Kids just enjoy that so much. They like to group up, and they can answer questions and have little contests, or they could just use the marker boards to do their work on. It's a lot of fun for them to use marker boards to do that. Or they'll even beg to come up to the front of the room and work their problems on the main marker board. So we enjoy doing that as well. I also use technology. I have a TV, hook it up to my computer, and when we do take notes in math or science or any other subject, I like to show it up on the TV. That way they can see it, and it just makes it easier to follow. But we also enjoy training our mind to think as we study God's creation. And that's really what we do in math and science is, you're training your mind to think. Especially in math, a lot of students are like, well, what is the purpose of learning this? Especially when they get into pre-algebra and the higher grades, and we'll touch on that at the end of 6th. But you're training your mind to be able to function. It's just like when you practice for a basketball game, you're training your mind. So we really dig deep into getting your mind to really think critically. Last but certainly not least, our Bible curriculum for 6th grade will be the Answers book for kids. It's an apologetic series by Answers in Genesis, and I'm super excited about using this curriculum, just heavy into biblical worldview and just helping the students see God's truths in their everyday lives. And these books cover questions that real kids have actually asked, and they answer those questions. The kids do research, and they'll have activities and different things to really help them just bring those truths to life for them. So they're just really applicable to this age group, so it's really perfect for 6th graders. But we're going to answer their questions and really just dig deep into what they believe and prepare them to share God's truth with others. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this brief introduction to Professor Wright's class. I must return to my experiment and make an even larger volcano, because I have to admit, I was a little disappointed with my first reaction. But, as I said before, we keep on trying. Toodaloo!